Okay, so learning to crochet. Cool, fun, first thing, making sure I'm in frame because wow, I might be a little bit off. I got a really sketchy setup, but we're gonna try this. So to make your first chain, I'm working with a 4mm crochet hook. Super basic. This is just a 8-ply yarn. I'm working in purple. But what we want to do to start is we want to grab 2 fingers like this, and our crochet hook, and then we want to grab our yarn. I grab with so I got the end on my left side, so this is where the yarn ends on my left. So grabbing it and it's facing downwards. So it's grabbing and it's facing downwards, so down this way. So it's down here. You want to grab our 2 fingers like this, pointer and thumb here. We want to wrap this end, which is attached to the ball, this end over here to your right, over the 2 fingers on your left, like this. So it comes up to your middle finger, about the bottom of your fingernail, and you're grabbing about, letting it rest here at the bottom. Now you can hold here, because you want to wrap down, just across so it's flat underneath like this, but it's got an angle on the top. So we got angle on the top, flat on the bottom for now, because we are going to bring this over. No, flat on the bottom, and then it's going to cross over on the top like this. So left, cross, cross, and we got a little cross in front of us. Super basic. Just going to move forward. So super basic. We got a cross. Then we want to take our hook from earlier. See how, if you can see closely, this one here that we started with is underneath this top one, right? So this will be mildly important. So with these 2, this is how we make our starting chain. We want to grab our hook, we want to go underneath the one we made initially, which is underneath this other one. We want to go underneath, but only the first. Then we want to make sure our hook is facing down to the hook section. So you see how it's got a little hook here? We want to make sure this hook is facing down, and then we want to go over the top of the other one, like that. So see how it's caught on, it's pulling? So really quick, one more time. We're going to cross, cross, like this, underneath the first. Make sure our hook is over the top, and then we want to pull through like this. Now we've got a little hole here. Now from here we can just take our fingers out, and this is where you can start a magic circle, but we're going to do that later. So we're just going to pull all the way through until we get something like this, where you've got a hole, a knot, you've got your end, which in my case I've made it rather long, and then you've got the rest of your yarn all over this way attached to the ball. Now from here you can pinch this knot with your right hand where your hook is, pinch the knot, pull with the end, and it should, if I've done it correctly, never mind, can't pull with the end, you pull with one of the other ones, and you just pull and it slides in. So now it's sitting at your right hook size. From there, actually before we move on, what we can do, now that we have our chain, or starting chain, we can actually just pull these 2 apart, and it just undoes it, so it's no longer there anymore. So we can actually do it again. So we've got our starting yarn, wrap, cross, under, over, pull through, pull together, slide, and then now we're here, right? So if you are right hand dominant, you should have your right hand on your hook. I should have said this at the beginning. I'm right hand dominant, so this is my right hand. I hold the yarn on my left. I tend to do a double spin like this because it's good tension. But for basics, you just want to have your pointer finger holding up the yarn, whereas the rest of the yarn you want to have under your 3 fingers here. That's just how I learned how to hold it. But up like this, and then what we're going to do to start our first chain, because because I'm going to teach you all the stitches. We're just going to start with chaining. We'll move on to the other ones later in a separate clip. So I'm already at 5 minutes. So we want to go up like this. So we've got our holding yarn. We want to take our middle finger and thumb, hold the bottom here. So you can either hold at the dot or you can hold the yarn down here. This is where your end is. This is where your end is. Now we've got this chain here that we started earlier, or sorry, starting slip. Now to make your first chain, you want to go under. So you want to, remember this hook from earlier? We want to make sure that we're picking up the yarn. So not going over like this. We don't want to go around behind. We want to go in front, under, and then we've hooked it. So we've got the hook just there. See here? And then we pull through the hole that we just made. So now looking at that, we've got a little V there. That's our first chain. Now to make a chain line, this is just the same thing over and over again. And if you want to undo it, you can just pull, pull, pull until we get back to the first one that we made earlier. Stick your hook back in, reset. I'm just going to do this. And then we'll go under, pull through, under, pull through, under, pick up the yarn, pull through, under, pick up the yarn, pull through, under, pick up the yarn, pull through. And that is a 5-stitch chain length. Now, how do I know that? If we look here at our chains, we've got a little V in each section, if you can sort of see that in each. Now, we count those V's. That's how we count our stitches, because if we look from the back, it's just got a couple of bumps, and these are really, really hard to count. So if we make sure our work is facing upwards, we can see these V's, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because there is one up here. But this is also where our hook is. We don't count what's on the hook. We just count what's already been done. So this is currently 5. Now, I'm going to do 5 more, and then I'm going to quickly pause, and then we'll jump to our how to learn a single crochet. There we go. So that's 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I'll stop there for now.